What have you learned about yourself in the last 9 months, going back to July when you made that decision to come back to Cleveland?
That my patience has been tested more than any time in my life, and I've learned to do very well with that. And I knew that was something that was going to be one of the biggest challenges for me because my tolerance of patience is not that great. But I knew it was going to be something I had to work on, and I've done pretty good with it.
In your letter, your essay with Lee Jenkins for Sports Illustrated, you wrote, "It will be a long process, much longer than it was in 2010, of course, when you joined Miami Heat for the first time." How pleased are you with the position you guys are in heading into the playoffs as the number 2 seed in the East?
I'm very excited with the position that we're in. I'm never pleased. I can never be pleased until the end result. And I'm never satisfied. We're still a first-year team coming together, and I wouldn't put all the expectations on us on a first-year team that's still learning each other every day, both on and off the floor. But it's the postseason, and we have a chance, and that's all you can ask.
Breaking news in the NBA: LeBron James out about 2 weeks.
In kind of a radical decision based on the first 11 years of your career, you decided to sit out. What went into that decision? Where was your body at, and where was your mind at that point?
Well, my mind was there, but my body wasn't allowing me to be the player that I'm capable of being. From my knees bothering me to my back bothering me, and every chronic thing that I had kind of all fell down at the same time. So I just felt like in order for this franchise to get the ultimate out of me, and I always live in the moment this particular year, I needed time for my body to recover.
Back December 29th, you were asked about Coach David Blatt, and you said you weren't the one paying the bill for the Cavs, so kind of not your place to comment. But then you go February 20th, after a win in Washington, you said, "I respect him. I respect him as a coach, and he respects me as a leader of this team. He knows the game, and I'm happy to have him at the helm."
Yeah.
What changed?
What changed, I think, is just, when you look at the dates, just how the president at the time, I think at December 29th, they were just trying to figure out someone to blame, and I think Coach was doing the best job he could under the situation. Then you go to February, I think he's still doing the best job he can. And, the one thing about Coach, he's learned every single day. And, I'm always happy and to see him every day and to see him grow every day. I mean, if you just see the first day of practice to now, it's night and day. And, you can respect the guy that continues to work, continues to learn, and a guy that knows a lot but still want to learn even more.
As the leader of this team, how much is it your responsibility to get the best out of Kevin Love?
It's a huge responsibility. In order for us ultimately to win the championship, Kevin Love has to play at a high level. And a lot of that has to do with me as well. Making sure that he's in a great rhythm and making sure that he's feeling a part of what we're trying to do on the floor. It's been a tough season for him mentally, physically, and everything, has been challenging, not what he's been accustomed to the last few years. But what we have here and what we need from him and my responsibility to get the best out of him is going to ultimately define who he is. And I'm happy to be a part of his first encounter with the postseason in 7 years.
Kyrie Irving, he had those two amazing 55-point game and the 57-point game. You called him maybe one of the best finishers around the rim of all time in the history of the game. And he's only 23 years old.
Right.
So how good can Kyrie Irving become?
I think the sky's the limit for that kid. And, his talent, his work ethic, the fact that he loves to continue to learn about how to play the game. I think the sky's the limit for him. And like you said, the kid's 23 years old, man. And to do the things that he's doing in our league right now, it's been awesome to be a part of it with him.
You're gearing up for a chance to do something that hasn't been done since Bill Russell and 3 of his teammates did it with the Boston Celtics back in 1965-66, which was to make it to 5 straight NBA Finals. How arduous of a task has that been up to this point, and do you face it?
Well, that's part of the reason I had to take 2 weeks off this year, I tell you that. If I'm fortunate enough to tie, Russell and those guys in the 60s to go to 5 straight, that's a great class, but hopefully, I'm on the other side of it this year. I went, lost 1, win 2, lost 1, Maybe I can win 2 again, lose 1. I don't know, but we see what happens.
What makes you believe this Cavs team can make it to the finals?
I think from top to bottom, we're just a very balanced team. We have experience with youth, and I think that's a great combination in the postseason. The one thing that scares me a little bit is just us coming together for the first time, our experience. We have guys that have played experienced basketball, but then we have guys that we have to rely on a lot that's never played a postseason game. You can talk about the postseason, you can watch games of the postseason, you can clip it, you can watch film, but until you actually get out there, that's the only way you can really understand what it's about.
How much pride do you take in staying on top, and how hard is it to keep that longevity going?
I've been at the top for a long time, and I plan on being here for a long time as well. And it's part of my drive, it's part of my hunger. When you get to this position, I feel like I'm the best. That's just how I feel about my game, how I feel about my knowledge, my IQ of the game, and you really don't want to go down. So I do know one thing, that Father Time is undefeated. But right now, I'm not facing that wall, and I'm gonna just try to maximize my career, maximize what I can do individually and for my team, as long as I got the opportunity to do it.
And of course, there's one thing that you want to give to Cleveland and Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, a championship, for sure. And every day I have that vision. Every day when I work on my game, I have that vision. Is it promised? No, nothing in life is promised, but that's what I work towards.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.